Welcome to Sandown for round one of the Vic State Circuit Racing Series. Mark Vidino here, and this is my weekend review video for the Sidelink Transport Car 44. As some of you may know, this was my first ever motor race and first time driving this particular car. With that in mind, I came into the weekend with one main goal: finish every race and keep the car straight. I'd set myself a secondary goal of trying to finish in the top 10, which we took a big step towards ticking off after qualifying 8th on the Saturday morning. I knew that Andrew AJ Jackman in the blue Poolmaster car ahead of me was about half a second quicker per lap based on qualifying pace. My plan for race 1 was to get through turn 1 with no incidents and tuck in behind him and continue to learn the car. Race 1 was the first time I'd launched the car in anger, given that practice starts aren't permitted at our race meets. I was extremely conservative with the launch, giving the car plenty of revs so I didn't stall it on the line. Naturally, I was greeted with a bucket load of wheel spin and was quickly passed by Jim Mitchell in the white Martini livery car. After getting through turn 1 unscathed, I was happy to tuck in behind AJ and try to hold on to him.
Just got himself a little bit crossed up over the curb, and that was all he needed. As we see the battle for third between car number 74 Torbitz and number 31.
At the start of lap 2, AJ tangled with Mitchell, turning him around at turn 1, which gifted the position back to me. I sat behind AJ for the rest of the race and had a pretty uneventful outing before finishing where I'd started in 8th position.
Tomorrow, so yes, for the second day in a row they'll end the day. As we look at the results for that one, just noticing that Brewer, he really was a man on a mission on that final lap, setting his personal best of the race and certainly closed that margin down nearly 6 seconds on that final lap, but still came home third. It was Cameron Bella, the former champion, car number 55, taking the win from the current champion.
Race 2 started much the same as race 1. I still wasn't confident enough with my ability to launch the car, so I gave it plenty of revs, spinning the wheels through first before short shifting and bogging down in second.
White, black, red, yellow, and he gets away very nicely indeed as he...
AJ next to me also got a poor start, and we were both jumped by Andy Jones in the orange 33 car.
Zumped a little bit by Bella. He's got that pole start down absolutely brilliantly. Jag to the right, jag back to the left, grab a little bit of ripple strip on the way through. Jack Atley does exactly that. And the seat time car there, the number 64, pushes on through there as well. So Keith Mariner has pushed in after a...
AJ missed a shift heading down the back straight and I had a run on him. I decided to pull out of the move at the last second, remembering my main goal for the weekend. I tucked in behind AJ and we both got to work chasing down Andy Jones.
Mechanical issue on the last lap, an exhaust problem, saw him drop back to P2 behind Bella on the final lap. So he's certainly got the pace. He didn't drop down to third yesterday, so he's got even more work to do this time around. But certainly Westaway has the pace to take the victory once again.
Jones and Jackman on screen there, the Pullmaster Jackman outfit. Just watching the 44 off the back there, that's Verdino as well. So this could go either way with these three. So they're battling it out for 7, 8, 9 and 10 on the road. Jack Atley just a little bit off in the back of that shop there as well, not being able to weigh in. There's Jack just around the back there. Loves his Porsche brand. Loves going 944 racing. Just sitting on that bubble of the top 10.
Heading into lap 3, AJ got a run on Andy heading into turn 1 and made the move stick. The overtake allowed me to close right onto the back of him.
Now, here comes this battle pack, as you touched on, Dan, the Golf type of livery, which is synonymous with Porsches of old. Jack Atley in the background there with pit lane clothing emblazoned down the side of his car. I had a look at that website last night after leaving the track. Yeah, they've got some nice stuff, some good slogans and stuff like that. So check it out, pit lane clothing, supporting Jack.
Tucking into the draft, it was my turn to have a crack at Andy into turn 1, but I carried too much corner speed before oversteering and beginning my rallycross career. I had another go down the back straight, this time making the move stick around the outside of the high-speed turn 6.
Fast, they tend to topple them, even though by the thousandths or hundredths of a second. Alongside now, this is a great battle. Fighting it out, the number 33 of Jones and the 44 of Verdino goes through wide. He's going to have to try and straighten it up. Straight lines it over the ripple strip. No harm, no foul. Play on. Dip it in to Dandenong Road and start the run underneath the Penride Bridge to the final lot of S's. Flow the car well.
A bit of a bad exit. I think a wrong gear selection there by number 33 Jones there, although he has continued to drop back. So hopefully not a problem for that Golf liveried Porsche. Certainly drop back quickly though there out of Dandenong Road. We'll listen as it comes by the pit straight camera, see if we can hear it.
The overtake took me back up to 8th position, which is where I finished, being too far behind AJ to mount any sort of attack.
That one. Good race in the Porsches once again, with James Westaway prevailing. It's one apiece. As they head into the final encounter, they will be equal.
By race 3, I was feeling more confident in the car and had set myself a goal to finish ahead of AJ. He was still slightly quicker than me by this point, so I knew the only way I could get ahead of him was to jump him at the start. I felt comfortable enough now to drop the revs and try and get a cleaner launch.
Grabs second gear. Jamie tries to range back up alongside, holds it on the rev limiter. They draw alongside. Westaway just crowding over into Bella's piece of track there. Nice strategy. I like that out of car 1. That's how you get the number 1 sticker on the side of your car.
finally nailed the start and found myself in 6th after not only jumping AJ, but also jumping Anthony Westaway in the yellow car too.
Chip away at it. The rest of the field streaming on through for 888 home loans. All cars on their Yokohama tyres, and they are such a durable race tyre and fast. There's really no compromise here. They're fast.
Leader James Westaway using all the road at turn number 1, but just about holds on to the lead.
So we've got a lap down, nearly 2 laps down for the field here. They wiggle, actually it is 2 laps down. They wiggle their way through turns 3 and 4, one and a half, sorry. Thanks, Dan. End of a long day. Long return, actually, after being out of commentary booth since May last year, when all these shutdowns and things have kept us away from the track. But have a look at this now.
Anthony was about a second lap quicker than me all weekend, so it was always going to be hard keeping him behind. By lap 2, he was climbing all over my rear bumper. I missed a shift coming out of turn 9, and that was enough for Anthony to make a move down the inside of turn 10. I didn't bother defending as my fight wasn't with Anthony. The goal I had set for the race was to finish ahead of AJ, and by this stage my mirrors were full with the blue Poolmaster machine.
Trying to shake the draft. That's what Campbell wanted to see. He's like, I got him running scared now. He's looking in the mirrors more than he's looking out the front.
Yeah, in the first 2 races we saw Bella lead early, and it was Westaway trying to retake the lead. This one already has a bit of a different feel. It's Westaway leading early, and it's Bella the one who's trying to take the lead. So a bit of a different sort of scenario playing out in this final. Slightly longer 10-lap affair. 7 laps yesterday, 8 laps this morning, a couple more laps, 10 to complete the weekend. And the racing throughout the weekend in the 944 has been absolutely fantastic.
Vidino and Jackman, that's what we're looking at here. The 2 blue cars, the 44 of Vidino, Jackman in the Poolmaster number 20 car there. They're having a good run. This is for position 7 and 8 on the road. Andrew Jones just in the back of the shot. There he is, coming around now in that, I guess, golf liveried type of Porsche. Then it's back to Mitchell. Then it's Jack Atley in the pit lane clothing red car.
AJ was relentless and was pushing me all race. It was taking every bit of concentration I could muster to not make a mistake. The constant pressure was pushing me beyond what I felt comfortable doing in the car, but it made me faster, and I'd PB'd on lap 8. But so did AJ. Heading into the penultimate lap, I could tell he was pushing for a last-ditch effort to get a move done. Through the first sector, he was all over me. I took turn 4 before checking my mirrors and was met with instant relief.
Currently the gap, but
spin. It wasn't a lockup that I heard, it was a spin for Jackman.
Getting away in the Poolmaster Bayside.
AJ's spin meant the pressure was off and I could cruise home to a comfortable 7th. As I crossed the line, I was relieved the race was over. The constant pressure had me on edge, and the mental strength required to turn lap after lap without making a mistake left me exhausted. To say I was happy with the result is an understatement. Our first race weekend ever, and we achieved all the goals we had set out and even exceeded them. Bring on round 2 at Winton.
It's Mark Vidino, Andrew Jackman, Andrew Jones, James Mitchell rounding out our top 10. Talbot 67 points, Jackman 54, Verdino 52.
I'd like to thank our sponsors, Sidelink Transport, ProLED Signage, Verdino & Co, Calcane Constructions, Sync Digital, Timber Stair Group and Bonza Tiling for their support. I'd also like to thank my crew, Cam and Andy Bella, as well as my friends and family that came down to support me and the team.